In the heart of an old city, where narrow cobblestone streets winded around weathered townhouses and the aroma of history blended with the scent of fresh rain, there existed a mystery that beckoned the curious, the diligent, and the brave. In the dimly lit attic of a weather-beaten estate, hidden among stacks of brittle papers and faded photographs, lay an antique journal. The journal's delicate leather cover and time-worn pages whispered secrets of a bygone era. The journal's existence had been recorded in hushed family lore and scattered notes. But when it was finally discovered by a dedicated researcher who had long been drawn to the allure of the past, the excitement was palpable. Yet, amid the countless entries, one page was mysteriously missing. The discovery took place one crisp autumn afternoon when golden leaves danced around the estate's crumbling facade. The researcher, a tireless archivist with an innate gift for unearthing forgotten relics, was sifting through a collection of personal effects left behind by a once prominent family. There, tucked away behind other precious heirlooms, the journal rested in silence until its secrets began to stir. The antiquated handwriting and the faint scent of lavender and thyme lent it an otherworldly quality, compelling the observer to open its fragile binding with gentle reverence. Every page told a story of love, loss, and the ever-changing tides of fate. Yet, in a startling moment of discovery, it became evident that the journal was incomplete. The entry that once had woven the narrative together was missing. This missing page beckoned the researcher deeper into an investigation that spanned decades and perhaps even centuries. In the quiet solitude of the study, beneath the dim glow of a vintage desk lamp, the researcher traced each carefully penned line in an effort to reconstruct the context of the vanished account. The entries were like delicate brushstrokes, forming a portrait of a family. Our inquisitive narrator, whose footsteps echoed in the silent corridors of the grand estate's forgotten library, recalled the smell of old paper and the bittersweet rustle of yellowed leaves as every corner of that sacred space revealed clues to a past that was being meticulously reconstructed. The library itself, with its towering shelves and stained glass windows filtering soft beams of light, stood as a silent witness. It was here, among the relics of literature and neglected manuscripts, that the researcher found remnants of correspondence and cryptic doodles that paralleled the narrative found in the journal. Each scrap of paper, every enigmatic symbol, further fueled the quest. The presence of hidden compartments within the ancient desk and the discovery of a coded message etched lightly on the back of an unassuming portrait deepened the sense of foreboding mystery. Over days and nights that blurred into one another, the investigator embarked on a methodical search for the truth behind the missing page. Every found document was carefully compared to each other, every detail analyzed under the unforgiving scrutiny of experience and intuition. The faded ink on the remaining pages hinted at a deliberate omission, a deliberate act designed to excise a painful truth from the family's gilded history. Through the labyrinthine corridors of history and memory, the researcher unearthed subtle hints suggesting that the missing page was more than a mere omission. The torn fragment had left behind spectral gaps in personal accounts where letters, numbers, and symbols had once intermingled with words of caution and forewarning. Hints of clandestine meetings and secret nighttime rendezvous emerged from the faded ink, enticing the mind to imagine daring escapades. In silent cafes and quiet study rooms lined with dusty volumes of forgotten lore, the researcher slowly began assembling fragments of evidence from distant archives, private collections, and interviews with descendants who still remembered legends passed down through generations. The journey took the investigator from one hidden archive to another, unveiling in the process forbidden photographs, cryptic letters penned in the same delicate handwriting, and enigmatic symbols. Every discovery, despite its promise of illumination, only served to deepen the mystery. In one sepia-toned photograph kept in a frame with an ornate silver border, the researcher noticed a subtle resemblance between a shadowy figure and the figure described in the journal's vivid descriptions. A simple silhouette, barely noticeable to the untrained eye, hinted at an elusive presence that might have been intimately involved with the events detailed on the missing page. Moving from the dusty confines of the estate to the modern corridors of academic research, the investigator found solace in the analytical resources that technology now provided. Digital scans of ancient texts, forensic analysis of ink samples, and advanced imaging techniques offered glimpses into the forensic legacies embedded in the journal's pages. However, the old mysteries remained elusive to modern science. The missing page, still absent and intangible, served as a powerful reminder. As the days passed, the quest for the missing page expanded into an exploration that transcended chronological boundaries. The investigator journey was marked by visits to aged newspapers, interviews with the most weathered descendants of those involved, and countless hours spent poring over university archives filled with brittle documents that had survived wars and disasters. In each fragment of evidence, there was the residue of truth. A smile hidden in a faded photograph, an ambiguous comment in an overlooked letter. In the solemn ambiance of a restored archive, with heavy volumes of meticulously documented records surrounding the researcher, the atmosphere resonated with a palpable tension. The delicate balance between what was known and what had been intentionally concealed laid bare a precarious truth that trembled at the edge of understanding. The researcher began to perceive that the missing page was a pivot around which the entire narrative turned, a linchpin that, if discovered, could possibly reconcile the discord between myth and fact. In an unexpected twist that would have been unimaginable to those who had first penned the journal, evidence began to surface pointing to a clandestine society that had once wielded significant influence over the family's fortunes. Murmurs within long-forgotten letters and hints in secret meeting records suggested that a brotherhood, sworn to safeguard a dangerous secret, had orchestrated the removal of the crucial page. The society's motives, obscured by layers of code and metaphor, were believed to have been entwined with political intrigue. The narrative that unfolded before the researcher's eyes was one of intricate connections and unexpected intersections. Each discovered artifact, the tattered family portraits that carried expressions of guarded secrecy, the journal entries that shifted in tone from contemplative sorrow to fervent determination, wove together a historical tapestry that was rich in both beauty and horror. The investigation slowly morphed from a quest for a simple missing page into a deeper analysis of human frailty, ambition, and the lengths to which individuals or collectives would go to protect their cherished narratives. As the investigation reached a crescendo, the researcher's journey led away from the safe confines of archival rooms and into a series of evocative, atmospheric locations that housed relics of similar mysteries. In a centuries-old chapel with stained glass that filtered sunlight into a kaleidoscope of colors, the echoes of whispered prayers mingled with the secrets of long-lost confessions. At an abandoned manor shrouded in ivy and guarded by silent stone statues, every creak of the wooden floorboards and every flutter of shadow in the candlelight recalled a chapter of a story that refused to be entirely told. The relentless quest for that elusive page brought with it moments of introspection, as the researcher reflected upon the very nature of legacy and the human impulse to both remember and forget. In the interplay between historical record and personal narrative, there existed a dynamic tension that was both beautiful and tragic. The old journal, with its emotionally charged words and the palpable absence of one defining moment, became a symbol of the inherent incompleteness of life's documentation. Its pages, though worn and fragile, held the weight of experiences that spanned generations. In the final stages of the investigation, while the researcher sat in an ancient study surrounded by stacks of pertinent documents and the soft rustling of pages, the enormity of the mystery became all the more evident. It was here, under the watchful eyes of ancestral portraits and amidst the quiet hum of time-worn machinery, that the researcher realized that some chapters of history might never be completely reclaimed. The missing page, with its profound silence and the space it left in the living narrative of the journal, was an invitation to re-examine how we construct our personal and familial identities. In the quiet after the investigation, as the researcher walked back through narrow, stony pathways illuminated by the soft glow of dusk, there was a profound sense of continuity. The journey had revealed not only the contours of the family's hidden narrative but also the broader truth of human experience, that some mysteries are destined to linger, their secrets woven into the fabric of time. The missing page of the old journal, echoing with every unfulfilled question and every silent testament to hidden truths, had transformed from a fragment of an ancient diary into a living symbol of the eternal dance between revelation and concealment, memory and oblivion. Thus, in the tapestry of history, where every carefully written detail meets gaps that defy explanation, the mystery of the missing page stands as a tribute to the enduring lure of the unknown. Its silence continues to inspire those who dare to look beyond the obvious, urging them to question the narratives handed down through generations. In that silent invitation lies both beauty and danger, a reminder that the past does not yield its secrets easily, and that the quest for truth is a journey fraught with unexpected revelations and the bittersweet acceptance that some stories, however significant, are meant to remain partly hidden. In the end, The researchers' exploration of the missing page was an odyssey of both discovery and introspection, a journey that transcended the tangible and ventured into the realm of the existential. It underscored the idea that history is an ever-evolving narrative, a canvas upon which the strokes of memory, secrecy, and human vulnerability converge to shape our understanding of ourselves. Every artifact, every cryptic clue, and every hushed murmur of the past contributes to a larger, more intricate portrait of our collective destiny. As the shadows lengthened and night embraced the ancient corridors of the estate, the story of the missing page of the old journal lived on, an eternal riddle, a timeless reminder that the search for truth, though often fraught with uncertainty, is a journey that ultimately defines the essence of our humanity. It is in the quiet spaces between what is said and what remains unsaid that the full measure of our shared history is revealed. The old journal, with its single elusive missing page, stands as a testament to the power of mystery to ignite the spark of inquiry in those who seek to understand the complex interplay between the past and the present. In its silent void, there is both despair and hope, a delicate balance that urges us to treasure the fragments of our memories even as we long for the missing pieces that complete our understanding. As the researchers' footsteps fade into the corridor of time, the legend of the missing page endures, a stirring call to all who wander the realms of history in pursuit of truths that, like the carefully guarded secrets of ancient tones, will forever challenge the boundaries of what is known and what remains hidden. And so, as the journey of discovery continues unabated, the journal's mystery stands not only as an invitation to uncover hidden narratives, but also as a reminder that in every lost page there is the promise of renewal, the spark of new inquiry, and the eternal allure of the unknown. A narrative that, despite its profound gaps, invites each of us to piece together our own stories from the fragments of the past and to embrace the mystery inherent in the human experience.